ever wondered how rocks transform and change? But before we move on, let's define rock. When we say rock, it is a solid material made of one or more minerals, organic materials, or chemical substances. And we all know that rock can be seen everywhere. So, rock has also its value. First, we have used as tools and weapons. So we all know that in the ancient times they used rocks in order to create weapons, and they used rock to make fire, and they used that fire for their living. Next, used in building roads, infrastructures, etc. We all know that rocks used in building those roads and also in building infrastructures. One example is that they use rocks in building our house. And now let's discuss about the rock cycle. When we say rock cycle, it is the process that creates and transforms the different types of rock in the Earth's crust. So when we say that creates and transform different rocks, we have three different types of rock. First is the igneous rock, second, metamorphic rock, and last, we have the sedimentary rock. When rock is subjected to intense heat, it melts to form magma. If this molten rock reaches the surface as part of the volcanic eruption, it is called lava. First, magma. When we say magma, it is a hot molten rock that comes from deep within the earth. And when we say lava, it is the magma that forces its way to the earth's surface. And when this magma cools, it forms what we call the igneous rock. To better understand what is the difference of magma and lava, here is a video.
Pero ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng magma at lava? Ito ang simpleng pagkakaiba ng magma at lava. Ang magma ay isang tunaw at napakainit na likido o bahagyang likidong bato na nabubuo kapag ang mga earth materials gaya ng mga bato, mineral at volcanic glass ay tuluyan o bahagyang natutunaw sa kaila-ilaliman ng ating mundo. Kapag ang magma ay nakahanap sa crust ng lugar na may mababang pressure, gagalaw ang magma at tutulak ito papunta sa crust at makagagawa ng isang pagsabog sa bulkan. Kapag ang magma ay umangat na at umagos sa balat ng lupa, lava na ang tawag dito. Alam mo ba na ang lava ay 700 to 1,200 degrees Celsius ang temperatura nito?
The process where molten rock, magma, or lava cools down, leading to solidification and crystallization. This process results in the formation of igneous rocks, which are one of the three main types of rocks in the rock cycle. The image shows an example of an igneous rock, possibly from a volcanic eruption where lava is cooled and hardened. Next, we have the process of weathering and erosion. It describes how over time natural forces like the wind, water, and temperature changes break down rocks into smaller pieces. These broken down materials are then carried away by erosion, which transports them to ocean, rivers, and lakes. You can think of weathering as the mechanical and chemical hammer that chips rock away bit by bit. The process of erosion and deposition. When we say erosion, it occurs when natural forces like wind, the water, or the ice transport rock and soil fragments from one place to another. And when we say deposition, it occurs or happens when these transported sediments are finally laid down or settled in a new location. Next, we have the sedimentary rocks formed over millions of years, and it is the process of compaction and cementation. When these sediments accumulate, the weight of the layers above presses down on the lower layers, compressing them. Over time, minerals in the sediments bind together, forming solid sedimentary rock. The image shows Uluru, Ayers Rock, a famous sandstone formation in Australia. It is an example of how layers of sediments were compacted and cemented over time to create a massive rock structure. Next, we have the formation of metamorphic rocks, which occur when pre existing rocks undergo high heat and pressure deep within the Earth's crust. This process alters the minerals in the rock, sometimes forming larger crystals or entirely new minerals while maintaining similar chemical compositions. In some cases, the intense heat and pressure can cause metamorphic rocks to melt into magma, continuing the rock cycle. When magma cools and solidifies, it forms igneous rocks, which can later be broken down into sediments or subjected to heat and pressure again, demonstrating the continuous transformation of rocks over time. This diagram represents rock cycle, showing how different types of rock, the igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rock, form and transform through geological processes. First, we have the igneous rocks form when magma cools and crystallize. Next, we have the sedimentary rocks form when weathered and eroded igneous rocks or metamorphic rocks with sediments undergoing deposition, compression, and compaction. And lastly, we have the metamorphic rocks form when sedimentary or igneous rocks undergo intense heat and pressures. Magma is formed when metamorphic or igneous rocks melt, restarting the cycle.